So the volunteer fire department in the small town we use for our secondary ambulance station has the spirit of one of the former volunteer chiefs who passed away. Nothing really started until the volunteers built a memorial for him in the station. It used to be you'd just see a flash of light walk past a door. Then it turned into full-blown noises out in the bay late at night. Doors on the fire trucks opening and closing. Footsteps. Whispering. I will never forget my very first shift in that station when we took over after they got our living quarters built. I was sleeping very good because it was one of those rare nights we don't get called out. I locked my bedroom door before bed because anyone can come and go on the fire department. 6:45 a.m. rolls around and my bedroom door opens and a deep male voice tells me, "It's 6:45. It's time to wake up." I thought I was dreaming when it woke me up. Sure as shit, my bedroom door was wide open. Nobody else was at the station except my partner, who was a woman. Another time I was laying in bed around the middle of the afternoon just bored because it was a slow day. I was watching a movie on my iPad. I felt the pressure of someone sit on the side of my bed, but there was nobody visibly there. He will do this frequently if you are laying in bed during the day. He is also a lot more vocal lately. He whispers just outside the bedroom doors or right in your ear as you're laying in bed at night.
My husband was locked down for a DUI, and we were living alone at that time. It was about 3-ish in the morning when I finally shut everything down to try and get some sleep. My house was small, tiny living room kitchen, 1 bedroom and bathroom. My bedroom door faced toward the kitchen, and I left my bedroom door open. Anyway, I was halfway between asleep and awake when I heard this blood-curdling female scream coming from my kitchen. Next thing I hear is all 3 of my cat's claws scrambling on the floor as they came hauling into my room. There was just enough light to see that all 3 had eyes wide open and ears slicked back on their skulls. They jumped up on the bed with me. One was plastered to my side in front of me, another was plastered to my side and back of me, and the mama cat was laying on my back. They didn't move until the sun came up.
It didn't shake me to my core, but it was still pretty creepy. I lived for several years in a house in central NY built in 1850. It was haunted. Things would disappear. There would be footsteps upstairs when I was the only one home, the constant feeling of being watched, etc. Only happened the one time, but that was enough. One day, I was getting ready to leave. I was walking to the front door, and as I approached it, the knob turned and the door opened. Not a little open either. Like wide open. Clearly not the result of the wind or a draft. Yeah, pretty creepy.
Had this happened to me and my foster mom. For context, she used to run a pub that was well used by the Hawkhurst gang. We were cleaning up on a Sunday afternoon and the pub was quiet. There was just us. We were nattering away and just tidying up before closing up for Sunday night and all of Monday. We were both minding our own business and no word of a lie. The knob on the door to the women's toilet turned, and the door opened wide at a slow rate, too slowly for the wind. It was as if someone was struggling with the weight of it. But nobody was there. We both looked at each other and then looked around the bar to see if we'd missed some body slip in through the garden door. Nobody was present. Mum just shrugged and in her usual unflappable way said, "And please sit down and make yourself welcome," and just went straight back to putting the dirty glasses back in the dishwasher.
I grew up in a haunted house. IDKY, but it feels embarrassing to share, like no one will believe it and think I make shit up. But I would hear steps running up and down the hallways at night, so I would sleep facing the wall. One night I woke up and had the urge to look at my bedroom door, and sure enough there was a damn little girl standing there. IDK, my heart dropped, and after some time I was able to turn over and shut my eyes as hard as they could until I went back to sleep.
For 7 years I worked at a plant in a small town in northern Indiana. I am a student of history and I know the area very well. This town used to be and there were numerous old cemeteries and burial grounds which were built over. This plant I'm referring to, according to old plat maps, is sitting right over Miami burial grounds or thereabouts. As far as I can tell you, nothing ever happened in the production side of the plant per se. It was the warehouse and the office spaces that gave the worst vibes. Several times I had to go in on weekends to do some work, which occasionally required warehouse visits. It was particularly spooky with the lights off, but there were times you could hear footsteps in one of the 3 aisles. As for the office spaces, there was one long continuous hallway in the office spaces. Exit lights made it glow red at night. I would often get feelings of being watched when I'd go up there alone, and there was a lady who worked there, who was somewhat sensitive to these things, and she always requested that I go with her to the offices during the night. It was kinda eerie.